Welcome back to the Healed Process podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Sparks, and today we're diving deep into something that affects every single one of us, the patterns that shape our lives. Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the same type of relationships, why you struggle with self-worth, or why certain situations trigger you over and over again? The answer often lies in core wounds. And I got to be honest with you, I did not know what a core wound was. I did not realize that I even had a core wound. So if you're like me and are like, oh, what is she talking about? Don't worry, it's all good. We'll go into what core wounds are. But the answer of why the patterns happen in our lives lies in the core wounds, those deep emotional imprints from our past that quietly dictate our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Today, we're breaking free from those patterns by understanding how core wounds shape our behaviors and how we can begin to rewrite your story. What are core wounds? All right, so core wounds are those deep emotional scars, often formed in childhood or through impactful life experiences. So these wounds shape the way that we see ourselves and the world. They create subconscious beliefs like, I'll give you a few examples. I'm not enough. I have to prove my worth. If I don't give, I won't be loved. If I'm not a certain weight, I can't be loved. If I'm not doing enough, I won't get enough. I have to do it all alone. And these beliefs really aren't true love. They are not. They are not true. But they've been running the show until now. So how can these core wounds show up in our behaviors? Let's talk about these wounds and how they create patterns in our daily lives. If you have a wound of abandonment, you may overextend yourself in relationships, trying to be good enough so no one leaves. You may feel anxious when people pull away, even slightly. Or you may even avoid deep connections altogether to prevent getting hurt. But let's say, for instance, your core wound is not feeling worthy. You might struggle to set boundaries because you don't believe your needs even matter. You may overwork yourself to prove your value. And I've noticed this also. You may dismiss compliments or downplay your achievements. Now, I can relate to both of these. And I can see different patterns in my own life that kept me stuck. But I want to tell you something, and it's actually good news. Good news. They are not permanent. You can heal. You can. So let's say, for instance, we want to break free. We want to take a path to healing. And the healed process is about recognizing these wounds, releasing their emotional grip, and stepping into your authentic power, not staying stuck in what's wrong, and not staying stuck even in the healed process of recognizing those wounds over and over and over again, or not even staying stuck in the releasing the emotions, but truly stepping into your authentic power and living from that space. I want to share with you how you begin to shift. Are you ready? You can write this down and practice on your own. Number one, awareness. Notice when an old wound is showing up in your behavior. Pause and ask, ooh, what belief am I acting from right now? Awareness. All right. Pause and ask yourself, what belief am I acting from right now? Knowing your core wound is where you start with this. All right. So I have the Discover Your Hidden Cause of Burnout quiz, which helps you identify which core wound is causing the burnout. So please take it, because then you will know what belief you are acting from. All right. So start with the core wound quiz, start with the hidden cause of burnout quiz. All right. Same quiz. All right. And then number 2. So you first start with awareness. Then number 2, release. Feel the emotion attached to the wound. Let yourself acknowledge it instead of suppressing it. I know many of us are used to suppressing those emotions. But as we have talked about in previous episodes, and please refer back to them if you haven't gotten to them, but where the emotions are stored in the body and what can happen to the body and the physical symptoms of suppressing those emotions. So we don't want to suppress them. We want to allow ourselves to acknowledge them and feel the emotion, and then detach it, release it from the wound. I go in depth in the healed process with this. All right. No more suppressing. We're going to challenge ourselves. We're going to do this. We're going to band together. No more suppressing those emotions. All right. And number 3, rewire. Number 3, rewire. So replace the old belief with a new one, empowering your own truth, such as I am enough. I am worthy. I choose relationships that nourish me. So I'll go over those 3 again, and that's how we begin to shift and break free from those patterns, right? We're talking about the patterns in our life, and those 3 steps are awareness, release, rewire. All right, so your next step is that healing starts with understanding your core wound. I know I've already talked about this, but I've got to drive the point home because it's truly where the healing starts. And if you're ready to uncover what's been shaping your patterns, I invite you to take the Discover the Hidden Cause of Burnout quiz. It will guide you based on how your interactions and your patterns are on certain situations to a certain one core wound. And then it goes in depth of what you can do and what belief is causing or in that core wound. Now we go further into it in the healed process of then identifying where it's in the body, how we release those emotions. And I got to tell you, again, very honest moment, I had a lot of emotions inside my core wound. And the whole time I was doing the emotional release part, I kept saying to my husband, I didn't know that belief was attached to that emotion. Like, it was mind-blowing for me. But my goodness, the freedom that now I feel and the relationships that I'm choosing now, and they nourish me so much. And I want this for you as well. So the quiz is a powerful tool to bring clarity to what's been holding you back and how you can start transforming today. So go to my website, www.sarahsparks.love, to take the quiz. It'll be on the first page. It'll pop up. You enter your name and email, and away you go, and begin breaking free from the patterns that no longer serve you. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, healing is your birthright, and you are worthy of a life filled with freedom, joy, and alignment. Don't forget about that abundance. Until next time, keep listening to your soul, honoring your truth, and living the healed life you were meant for.